I think it's easiest to start with the credit and bond markets, and investors have certainly made a connection between what's happening with Evergrande and what could happen with other property developers as shares and bonds of Chinese developers have been negatively impacted. However, it's important to note that Evergrande's circumstances are really quite unique among Chinese property developers. It is one of the most heavily indebted, and for years people have known about its creative financing practices, which certainly helps to disguise the risks. And it's also known for its seemingly arbitrary diversification. So really, Evergrande's impact on the economy should not be taken as a signal of what defaults from other developers would have on the economy. Now, in terms of its impact on economic activity specifically, Evergrande's default will obviously have the effect of slowing down some level of economic growth, simply because of the scale of its operations and the sheer number of projects it has across the country, and its role in both stimulating upstream and downstream economic activity. However, the extent to which there will be a slowdown and whether or not this will be a net slowdown will really depend on whether other developers and local governments will step in to restart stalled projects, continue projects, or even start projects where a lot of buyers have prepaid for their apartments.
So is there anything else that Beijing can be doing in terms of the measures it takes to avoid this?
Beijing wants Evergrande's issues to be resolved in an orderly manner, which is why the central government has already released instructions to the local Guangdong government on how to manage and resolve Evergrande's financial stress. Now, that is to say that we do not anticipate a bailout. However, the government is lending a helping hand, which is honestly a big help for Evergrande. So moving forward, we expect to see the Guangdong government to help the group sell as much as possible, make sure banks don't cut Evergrande off, and that suppliers and other creditors don't sue Evergrande all throughout the country and cause further financial distress to it. And most importantly, we see that the local government, in this case the Guangdong government, to be actively coordinating buyers for these assets and making sure that Evergrande is paid fair prices for these assets.